And my wife said, if this takes off, you can expand. And so it's kind of cool. I actually ended up taking video of the first iteration, the second iteration, the third iteration. This is the fourth iteration actually, where we took down the wall, and everything is on mobile carts and everything is portable.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
Live.
Are we live?
Yes.
This is how our lives begin usually.
It's him just talking until I go, hey, pay attention, camera.
All right. Hey there, tribe. Welcome to Bourbon and Blades. We haven't done this in a little bit, but we're back now. And thank you for tuning in and joining us. Please say hi when you have a moment. Today, Danathan is not here. His car is at the doctor's office and won't be done for a few days. Brother Brian is actually prepping for a trip to Virginia. I'm thankful that he can go, given that he broke 2 ribs and had chest tubes in it a couple weeks ago. And so today we have Chelsea and Charles.
Hi.
And I met Chelsea and Charles through one of the shows with Out of the Barn, so I really want to
Yay, Katie.
thank Katie for that. And they were actually operating a venue down at Art Prize and invited us to be part of that, and it was a really cool experience getting to hang out with all those artists and such. And you guys also have your own gallery, don't you?
Yeah.
What is that about? What's that?
Well, so we have the 2 spaces. We have the Art Prize space, which we are still holding on to,
Yep.
and that is more of like a formal gallery. And then we also have the stage and sort of the open area. And then I also have a studio where I teach. And then I have another artist, Tia Riva, who teaches watercolor there as well. And she also does her own artwork at different shows and stuff too. So,
Okay.
yeah, I have like 2 hats. But yeah, so that's the Art of Life guided painting.
Very cool.
And then we have sort of the Art of Life umbrella, which encompasses what Charles does, that whole side of it.
Yeah, with the Now Gallery, which we wanted to do something for Art Prize for a while, but with the gallery that we have, the studio on Leonard is out of the Art Prize footprint. So we went looking for a venue. Mm-hmm. And we found that downtown, in the Hartside area, which is really the heart of the arts district.
Yeah, it's been the arts district of Grand Rapids, like that stretch of division there.
Okay.
Has, housed artists and galleries and workspaces for a long time.
Yeah, so we felt that was a good place to look, and we found a venue that's 15,000 square feet, which was...
Sorry, I'm trying to fix my face. Every time he says it, I'm like...
A little bit... I don't want to say it's bigger than what we were looking for.
So much space.
Because when the city asked, we had Rich App, who is the retail retention manager for the city of Grand Rapids, was helping us look for and find a space, and he said, how much space do you want? And I said, if you give me 1,000 square feet, I'll fill 1,000 square feet. If you give me 5,000 square feet, I'll fill 5,000 square feet. And we ended up with 15,000 square feet. So,
and we filled it.
And we filled it.
Amazing.
It was the
I'm going to be loud while you're...
largest art prize venue in the city for 2025. Mm-hmm. We had 59 art prize artists, and we also had about 24 non-art prize artists showing in the gallery as well, and that doesn't include the artists that we had on stage. So what was important to me was to build a performance venue, because my background's in performance, Chelsea's in visual art, so I wanted to make sure I had a place where we could have people dance or do theater or comedy, and so
Walk around veiled.
Well, that was... She won, man.
Yeah, I know.
I
know.
Weird but wonderful. Yeah, we wanted to celebrate all of the arts, right? And that's something, I don't know, we did something that hasn't really been done a lot in Art Prize, showcasing, and then one, of course, my great love, being able to invite and support other local makers like yourself and other artists too, to really just bring the whole vendor village in. And
No, I just got goosey stuff thinking about it.
no, it matters, to support all of the artists and, in the art prize setting, the people who do it every day, like it's their job or their hobby, and then the visual artists, which is usually, I think, where most of the art prize, attention goes. And then to also, we had in the top 20 a performance artist, one of the people that used our stage, the comedy. You have to plug them because I don't remember their name.
Rapid Fire Improv.
Yeah. So
they were a top 20 artist.
Yeah, it's cool to see them make it. Like performance art doesn't normally make it quite that high. So
Right.
That was really cool.
Yeah, we had 3 top 20 artists in our venue, which was great. And one. At the end, we ended up with a Jurors Award winner. So she won $10,000 and has a whole new kind of lease on her professional life now.
That's awesome.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Which is...
Yeah, it's really a big help.
Yeah, and, and it was important to be able to be open to... like Chelsea said, all kinds of art, and even with the makers coming in and the vendors, like what you do is art, right? And it's,
I like to think so.
You often you don't get a chance to hang it on the wall, or but we invite people into the gallery to your work is being considered next to
all the other fine art.
Competitive like fine art competition, and I think it's just as valid an art form as anything. So we really wanted to include as many forms as we could, and we had in front of ours Dave Reddick do horticultural design. So we had the moon garden and the sun garden. Where he brought in Japanese maple trees and obsidian boulders and live moss that they had to, water every day, and it was just really fun, dynamic space. And it's 200 Division Avenue South, and we're gonna try and hold on to that space for a little while longer, as long as we can, to see what we can. To see what we can do with it.
That is amazing. I love the building. It was definitely a little warm a couple times in there.
Yeah.
But you know what? Though we had great weather.
Mm-hmm.
We had amazing weather for it.
It's not warm right now.
No. But I had a great time. I just made sure I brought an extra T-shirt.
Yeah.
And it was fine. I would rather have the warm weather. And
I don't think we expected it to be quite that warm at the end of September, October.
Right,
We
yeah.
got lucky this year, and we just brought a lot of fans. So
Yep, and they worked. Once again, I can't thank you enough for letting us be able to be part of that. It was amazing to be there with the other artists. We had people from all over the world coming over to say hi and so on. Did I remember correctly that you said Ripley's was there?
Yeah, Ripley's, believe it or not. There was a couple of our pieces there were really, not our pieces, but a
Right.
couple of the artists that were there they were very interested in. So
That's
we passed along their information.
that's pretty cool.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
I
watched
was
them
like,
growing
wait,
up.
who are you? No, I actually complimented his jacket as he was sort of like scooting around. I was like, hey, I like your jacket. He's like, oh, thanks. So, by the way, I'm kind of a big deal. No, no, he was very sweet. He was very sweet.
That was a lot of fun. So, what is it that you do, Charles? How did you get into this? And
So my background is sales and marketing mainly, and going into this, in helping to build the art of life as a guided painting business, as a teaching business for Chelsea also does a lot of mural work.
Yeah, I saw some of that.
Yeah, if anyone needs a mural,
Yeah,
commercial or residential,
she did quite a few murals
doing it for a long time.
in the building itself. Just turn around and suddenly she's just got paint on the wall, and she's like, I just have to put a mural here now. Like, okay.
That big round fish one, that was not planned. I was like, I have to put this here. He was like,
Gotta
okay.
follow the urge.
Yeah.
I do though. I think living with an artist must be an adventure.
Well, no, it's a beautiful adventure.
Never done.
Right? You're beautifying space, and finding a place that needs something. And we worked really well together. We had a good synergy when it came to the curation of the space and the decoration of the space. We tried to keep it away from being.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
I don't-
Construction.
Yeah, I don't know if it's picking up on the camera or not, but we have final construction going in for the kitchen. For those of you
Finally,
who
final
know,
construction going
we
on.
know what's been going on for the last all summer. So anyway, sorry about that.
That's all right. Those are welcome noises then. That means things are coming
Good stuff.
along.
Yeah. We wanted to have a good flow to the space. And for me, with my background with marketing and creating marketing materials and managing social media and often like creating training videos and sales programs and building brands, really wanted to build a brand for the gallery, and for that now gallery with just the kind of like iconic logo and just set it apart. So I just pulled in a lot of my kind of sales and marketing background, and then with the performance venue, I had a lot of contacts in the performance world in Grand Rapids, so I could reach out and get people to show up and help fill the stage. So I think we pulled our strengths together.
Short answer is I hijacked him. So he was.
It looks like he hated being
It
hijacked.
was
Yeah.
terrible for him. It was awful. No, he was finished with what he was doing on his last job with the sales and stuff, and just trying to figure out what his next step was going to be, which direction, or if he was going to pick up another commission or whatever, and it's like what about my company? And he was like, okay. We kind of played around. We wanted to do Art Price for a long time, but I think this year everything just fell into place.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's when you think about working with your spouse, but you never know how that's gonna go. Like, it was okay though, right? Like, every now and then there were moments where we were like, we're gonna have to table that decision, I think.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it really was. Like, there was stuff that was in his basket, stuff that was in my basket. Large picture, he did so much of that curation, but then like when it came to the single wall, right, I would be like, okay, this has to go here, this has to go here, this has to, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
So I think we really played off of each other's strength. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot more fun than I don't want to say I thought it was going to be, because I thought it would be fun.
Yeah.
When it comes to working with your spouse, it's a crapshoot.
Yeah.
Or kind of like Russian roulette in some cases.
Yeah.
Like, interesting enough, Tasha and I started at the same place a month apart,
Okay.
and we're still there. And she started in one area, and I started in another area. She was in business analysis, and I was in infrastructure for IT. And then a couple of years in, we both ended up as Scrum Masters in the same space.
Okay.
And the two teams that we scrummed for were two of the teams that worked closest together. So it became the Pippin show.
Okay.
And strangely enough, it worked. And we're still there. Now, she's actually a lead. And I gotta tell you, though, I mean, the way she works, I would work for her if I had the
You
opportunity.
do. You're married
I
to
was
her.
Oh, that's true. Oh, you just had to go there, didn't
I
you?
did. I am the
She
daughter.
said it before. I could get it on.
So it really reflects real life.
Tom from Silverback Creation says he's curious about how you feel about people using AI art rather than it being digital or physical.
Oh, good question.
Those are great questions.
Yeah. I've got good opinions on that too.
To you, as an artist, it's a good question. I feel like there is such a thing as copyrighted art and style. If you're training an AI to exactly replicate somebody's exact art, that's probably not cool. Just like it wouldn't be okay if you made a picture And then I copied it exactly. It was like,
Right.
but it's mine because I paid. Like, it's still,
Yeah.
if it's the same exact composition, all art is derivative. So there's that, right? All art is inspired by other art or by something.
Mhm.
I think direct emulation or copying is probably not great. I will say I use AI as a tool sometimes. I know that's a loaded statement. So love it or hate it, it's here, friends. And I use it. But I can use it like, I take a lot of reference photos if I'm going to take a picture of something. If you wanted your portrait, I would use your face as a reference. But if I have to make a portrait of a woman standing, I will find someone and pose them in that pose. Or I will find a free generic picture online and pose them. Or now I can, prompt AI to create something and use that as a reference too. Now, would I present an AI painting as my own? No. I don't know. I feel like some of it's probably none of my business. No, I do. I feel like I still get hired to paint murals, even though you can buy a sticker, even though you can buy a poster. Because people are still going to want the real thing. I don't know what the future holds about the balance of all of it. I hope that I'm still relevant.
It's still evolving, and I wanted to hear your opinion, so because you said you had some good.
Yeah. Well, and I think just kind of piggybacking on, what Chelsea was saying, I think it's changed people's taste in art. When you look at work that sells in galleries right now.
Oh yeah, like what
it is
people want.
Very much not that kind of hyper realistic. That AI has been, getting much better at. It's more abstracted.
Like impressionism.
And impressionistic. And so I think it just, the people's taste will change. If they really don't want AI art, then they will seek out things that look very much not AI. On the performance side, I actually am we've been doing this for 6, 7, 8 months.
Oh, at least, yeah.
Now.
Kind of in a partnership.
It's a show. I've been doing a show out of Dog Story Theater called Man vs. Machine, and the first half of the show is improvised. So we get prompts from the audience, and using a story spine, improvise a 30-minute play, right? So, beginning, middle, end, once upon a time until one day, and because of that, and until, and then every day after, right? So we have a format and a structure that we follow. Now, at the same time, while, half the team is improvising out on stage, the other half of the team, usually I'm on the back half of the team, we take the same prompts that were given to the performers and feed it into Chat GPT or some other AI engine and have it create a 30-minute play based on the same suggestions that were given to the audience. Now, it is a pain in the ass because it's always different. You can think you have a great, prompt to give to the AI, and one time you'll put it in, during a rehearsal, and they'll give you a beautiful 30-page play, and this is great and it's structured well, and you use the same prompt a day later, and it gives you gibberish.
Yeah, it's not consistent.
It gives you a page and a
Not
half,
consistent at all.
and you're like, we only have, no more than 4 characters, because sometimes the cast is only 4. We have a couple extra floaters who we could pull in if we need a one-off character, but you'll say no more than 4 characters, and then you'll be frantically reading through the script because you only have about 20-30 minutes to generate this before the first half of the show is on. And oftentimes be like, oh, there's 9 people in this play. We don't have 9 people. So, people who are concerned about, AI is going to take, there's still a long way to go. It's still a struggle. It's a pain in the ass. Sometimes it's really funny. Sometimes it's good for a page or two.
Yeah, sometimes it's amazing, and you're like, oh,
Like
that's great.
really good.
Sometimes you're like, that was not cohesive.
But I think AI, just like anything, it's a tool,
Mm-hmm.
and it depends on how you use it. And if the art consumer wants AI generated art, they can make it themselves, or they can buy it from people.
Mm-hmm.
If they want natural, naturally created art, biologically created art,
Woo, there we go.
then there,
That's
well,
the new term.
yeah, we're
Coin
gonna,
it.
yeah,
Biologically.
Meat space created art.
yeah,
There we go.
meat art.
Meat puppet art.
Yeah, well, that's a whole different genre.
Let's not. I turned left. Let's go back.
That
Let's
sounds
go back.
interesting.
As I say, I feel like there's a couple Google
Nope.
searches.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
don't need to
No.
do
Don't
it.
Google
That's
that.
like a rabbit hole conversation
Do
right
it.
there.
Right.
It's what our
One of the
listeners
rooms like,
want.
no. No.
Yeah, I think for me, what I've used AI more than anything for is to save my job, because my usual meat space email when I'm irritated is probably not a good
Find an
good thing to
appropriate way
send.
to say
Yes,
Yeah,
this.
please refine professionally.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Wallace says, he said, you said you teach art. I have found a more artistic path because of life, writing, playing songs on guitar, or my art. I'm curious, as you're teaching art, how do you get students to pull that creativity out of themselves if they've never seen themselves as an artist?
That's a really good question.
Wallace is our intensive care bear.
He was actually with us at
Oh.
Art Prize for a
He was
couple
one of the
of
guys I was flowing with for a while.
Yeah.
Hi. Yeah. Good question. So I work with a lot of beginners, actually. So I teach adults mostly. I do weekly classes, and then I do private events as well, birthday parties, staff, team building.
Reach out.
Shameless plugs.
Corporate events.
That's what we're all
events.
about. Shameless plug.
Hospitals
Things.
are really good.
They
at
really
running
are. I've
Corporate
worked
events.
with the spectrum. I've worked with a lot of them.
Tasha and I actually work for Corwell Health.
Yeah. Throw me in there. I got you. I've actually done a few events with you guys, but
That would actually be fun for
yeah,
a team outing.
groups. So I think reminding people that it's not about right or wrong. Reminding people that art isn't success or failure, but it's the process. Painting takes you on a journey. I'll say painting because that's my craft, but I think whatever art form you're doing, often it at some point becomes your partner when you're making it. When I'm doing a painting, I have an idea in my head of how it's going to go, and it almost never is exactly how I want it to go or exactly what I planned. And even if the end product is mostly what I thought, the process is never just straight. So I think encouraging people to take a breath and to stop worrying about doing it wrong or not being good, but reaching inside themselves and allowing themselves to make mistakes or to not know things, to develop that muscle memory for painting specifically is really important. You know, those brush strokes and figuring out what the tools do and which ones you like best to do the things you want to do and what your painting style is. I like to encourage people to breathe, you know, and to figure out what journey the painting is taking them on. And if the rest of us are using bright colors, but that's not appealing to them and they need to let it out, use something else, you know, allow this painting to be your own. You know, and the other thing, the opposite of that is that not all art has to make a statement and not all art is or has to be relevant or profound. So I think that's a lot of pressure. You know, when you're trying to make art and you're trying to make it really good or make it say something or have a message, and not all art does. Sometimes it just has to come out. And so remembering that it doesn't have to be perfect and it doesn't always have to mean anything. It can just be. And what I found too is like I don't want to say my least favorite ones, but some paintings that aren't real poignant for me really impact other people, you know? So were paintings I'm like, oh, that was okay. Like they sell really well. So what I like and what reaches me isn't what's gonna reach everyone. So I think encouraging people to just relax, be authentic to themselves, and remember that it's a journey, that is an imperfect process, even for those of us who do it as their jobs. Like I have a lot of a lot of imperfect moments. He knows more than most people. I'll call him on a job like, you gotta bring me 6 rolls of paper towels and a trash can right now, because I spilled paint, not for others.
That's what you're making.
Yes.
On a
We're
brand,
talking about
we
knives.
don't judge. We don't judge.
brand new laminate
Oh
floor.
man, it was red paint. It was horrific.
Sure
It
is
looked
red
like a
paint.
murder
They had
scene.
just
It was
laid it.
not.
Yeah. It's fine. You'd never know.
You'd never know.
I call this painting Dexter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it really did. It was on the walls. It's a mural I was doing of Red Wings. I can say it now because the owner knows. It was at the Bridge Street Bar, and I was the creative director for all their mural work there. And I painted this beautiful Red Wings mural. And it's a beautiful wing, and it's all feathered. But man, I just finished too. I was like, oh, and I'm done. And then the red paint went off the end of my ladder and just all over the floor, all over the walls. And I was like,
I usually use a tarp.
I did, but I was so close to done. It was like one of the only times I've
Oh
ever
my
painted
God.
without laying a tarp. Because why would you not lay a tarp when you're painting?
No,
So
I've had moments like that. To your point earlier about letting the process happen, I've had a couple of occasions where I didn't have a plan. I relied on the steel to tell me what it wanted to be.
Yeah.
And
What's the saying?
What's that?
What's the saying? They don't make mistakes.
Oh yeah, we just make smaller knives.
Yeah.
This wasn't
Oh my
one of
God,
those.
Adaptation, though. It's
Yes,
adaptation.
the adaptation though.
Yeah.
But turns out that those they turned out something that I never would have expected if I had planned it.
Yeah.
And it ended up being great. And that's one of the things I try to share with my apprentices is, it's not all about always following a plan. Sometimes it's about just expressing yourself and letting the medium help you do that.
Yeah.
Wallace is saying, solid answer. It feels like there's no destination, but there is a journey. What you see at the end is just a part of your continued journey.
It's absolutely
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Life in every breath.
Yeah, because that's not the end game. Even when you're finished, you keep moving. It was just a marker of where you were at that moment.
Yeah, and to your point about the red paint, I had I think it was last year, the year before, I had a workshop where I was final buffing a customer's handle after the day had almost completed, and it was one of those things where it's like, all right, I'm gonna do the buff of the first time since your first class because this is one of the angriest tools in the shop. And I thought to myself, I should put my rag-filled catch bin underneath it.
Yeah.
Now this will just take a second. And it grabbed a corner and flung it out of my hand, and the handle cracked, and so I had to redo a handle from scratch in 30 minutes. It's like, okay, I'm gonna take the extra time from now on.
Yep, it's always those times where you're like, it's not a big deal. I'm almost done. You get cocky. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's almost like you're being set up for it.
Yeah.
It's just like, just this one time.
Yes, it's just this one time is the only time you should actually bring that over there.
Yeah.
Especially if you've said that to yourself.
Yeah.
I won't need. You know what? That means I really
Just
should.
because I thought that.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's Murphy going, hold my beer.
Yeah.
Facts though. So,
Oh boy. So Charlie Jr.,
yes.
I think this is one of my favorite things to do. Charlie Jr., I think this is ready for heat treat, which I'm planning on getting done this weekend. And these are the handles that you showed me.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. Yeah, I love that.
So one of my favorite things to do, knowing that he likes blue, is
This was
I
a
went
lot of
through-
deliberation, by the way.
I went through
Okay.
my bin looking
Lord.
for all blue stuff.
Oh God.
And so I thought you might want to actually maybe show him some of the other blues that we
wow.
have.
Okay.
Now the cool thing about these is that you can dip these in the water because they're either acrylic or stabilized wood, and you'll get a chance to kind of see what they'll look like
Ooh.
with this. But you had asked about this one.
Yeah.
And so that, of course, made me think,
Yeah.
how else
so
can I work
he
his
liked
brain?
this. Now I love the wood grain in it. Oh. See, I like the wood part. He really likes the blue. I said ooh out loud.
Yes.
He really likes the blue. Like he doesn't mind the wood grain too, but I think he loves the blue.
So I always love to throw a wrinkle in.
Would you please? Would you give our child more choices?
Yeah.
Thanks
Well,
so
you know, I
There's
like
nothing more decisive than a child.
Yes,
Yes,
no.
yes.
This one's so pretty.
So there was also.
Well, I mean, so it is kind of a big deal. You know, it's his first.
I know.
It's his first purchase, right? Like
So
he
that's-
saved up his little allowance money for this.
I know he put down the half, and I'm excited to do this for him, and I'm even more excited to cause. Now this is a
This isn't even a
curly
fraction of what
blue.
he has.
Yeah, I have like 5 drawers full of blue materials,
Oh my God!
and I can take pictures of all these, and I can send them to you. But I just wanted to make sure that
Just
we
make
got
sure
we
that
got a
he's
little
got.
social media.
Right. Yeah. Well,
fun out of
take
it.
a picture of the original. Well, we got the original. You sent this,
Yep.
but
But like this one has a little bit of a blue and a green. It's got that
Oh, yeah.
honeycomb
he
in
didn't. He
it.
didn't like. He likes
Okay.
the green. He doesn't
Yeah.
want the green.
And this is a little 3D printed matrix that we then poured acrylic
Ooh.
into. So that's kind of
Man, you guys have a
fun.
lot of fun with this, don't you?
And this is actually
Oh my gosh.
a Buckeye burl.
God, that's beautiful.
Believe it.
You might have to get your own.
I might. Well, I love. I don't know.
So this is another blue that's really kind of rich blue.
Mm-hmm. I just want you to make me a table that looks like that. If you could just find a
Actually,
whole bunch of it.
From Art Prize, I met a guy who that's what he does is he actually does
Nice.
stabilized
Yeah.
burl hybrid tables.
Oh wow.
And he's actually doing one for a restaurant, a set for a restaurant down here. He reached out to me about potentially doing a knife off some of the drops from his process.
Oh, cool.
So that was really cool for me to have another artist reach out from a contact that I met through Art Prize and ask about
Well,
doing
you're in
that.
the club now, man.
Yeah, I wonder if you could make like their handles of like steak knives or something for them to match.
Right,
Match
right.
the
Ooh, wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah, he wanted me to do a Damascus kitchen knife as a gift for the owner of the.
Oh, nice.
So we're kind of chatting back and forth right now on that, but yeah, I wanted to actually kind of
Throw
make
a
sure
wrench
that
into their
yeah,
plans?
throw a wrench in it.
Yeah.
I was gonna say show Charlie that we had some more options
Yeah,
for him
that's
after
definitely
but that's yeah she knows me way too well. So at workshops, what I'll do is I'll tell people at the beginning, like, if you have downtime, go handle shopping. You don't have to commit till you're ready to cut, but grab a few that you like, and then when they grab a few that they like and they think they picked one, I'll go and I'll pull out another drawer.
Yeah.
Go,
It's like the
Oh,
opposite
what
of what
about
they
this?
teach you in sales. You're supposed to get find their favorites, get rid of everything else.
I just love the look of it. Really?
But then
But
they'll want another one.
But then they'll
right?
Yeah.
then they'll have to have two, which
Yep.
is not an awful thing. You should have two.
What's the fact that Dan always says all the time?
Oh yes. So scientific studies have shown that the number of blades needed by the average human is one more than they have.
Mm-hmm.
No, I feel that. Yep. I feel that way about paintbrushes too.
Yes. I was going to say, like, one of the
Facts.
analogies I've used for knife making is when you're doing the different steps in the shop, it's kind of like painting. You learn how to mix the colors. You learn which brushes to use and which strokes to use, and how to prepare the canvas and things. And each one of these all adds to the total. And so when you learn these, that's when you start creating your art. You use the skills that you learn to express yourself.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure how good of an analogy that is because I'm not a painter. Just ask my wife. I can't paint a wall, let alone a mural.
We all have our art forms.
Yes. So Tasha is the reason that the house looks the way it does. I would probably still have milk crates and
There you go. Yeah.
and like two,
Milk crates are perfectly serviceable.
Exactly. You do understand.
yeah.
My
Milk crates
partner was
and
actually
plywood.
just making fun of the fact, he's like, oh, women love coming in and making fun of us because we have a lawn chair and 2 milk cartons with our TV on it. And I'm just like, well, where am I supposed to sit? Like, do you want people
We
to come
do.
over
We
and
do
do
make
it?
fun of
zero
that. Yes, we
throw
buy a
pillows.
chair, man.
Yes.
Yes.
Buy a chair.
Yeah.
See,
No throw pillows.
See, if we had a she shed, it would actually be storage for the seasonal pillows.
Just all the pillows.
I've
Yes.
downsized. We don't have decorative pillows on our bed anymore.
I think we have a bed under our pillows.
There
Yeah.
we go.
Yeah.
I've made sacrifices in the marriage.
Yes. But it's funny because like Tasha, one of her favorite things to do is like we joke about dogs like peeing on things to make them their own, and her way of peeing on things is when we move into a place, she will paint it. And so it's not hers until she's painted.
Okay.
And but I gotta tell you though, I love when people come in and they go, "Oh my God, your place is so cute and warm and inviting." I'm like, I wish I could take credit for it.
Yeah.
But when she's stressed or at certain points, there's like, okay, I have to have a change, and that's when new pillows come out and new colors on the walls. And
I move furniture when that.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He comes home.
But I
and
can't complain
everything's-
because it's amazing.
No, I'm very ADD, and stuff has to live in a certain place, and so
She's like pointing at
when
him. Yeah.
Me too, man.
if furniture gets moved, then I'll come in the door and go to put my keys down or something, and it's not there anymore, and it might as well be invisible, right? It's like if my keys live here and they are moved over here, I can't see them. They're just not even.
I can still see them. I'm a help.
Yeah, not even there. What's the whole? If I don't usually lose things, but if I do, it's because my wife has moved it.
I need to remember that. I need a T-shirt.
Yeah.
That needs to be a t-shirt. It really, Brandy.
Brandy will
Get a
put
hold
me
of
in a
Brandy for
T-shirt.
that.
Yes.
Go.
So Brandy's one of the gals with the other company that we work with, Custom Engravers, who do our laser etching. And they actually, I found totally off topic. I did a set of blades based on Legolas's twin fighting blades.
Yeah.
And I found
I'm so glad you know what that is.
English to Elvish rune translator based on Tolkien's language that you built for the elves.
Oh, okay. I'm with us now.
Yeah.
I'm back. I got
And
it.
so she actually, I sent that to her, and she actually set up and helped me engrave and laser etch Elvish runes all along the blade.
Oh, that's cool.
So cool.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool.
That's neat.
But so to your point about moving things around, Tasha gets stressed, and that's when things get moved around and cleaned. And this past summer has been absolutely hell for her with the with all the construction going on, like no control. But we were sitting there one night a couple of years ago, and we were having a great conversation, super in depth. And something was on the floor, so she picks it up and she sets it down. And I'm gonna get killed for saying this. Telling this
Luckily,
story.
she's not watching right now.
Yes,
You're
yes,
good.
yes, yes.
I'll show her later.
And so she was she was talking, and it was really animated conversation. I was like, yeah. And I went, and without breaking a sentence, she went down and she picked it up and set it back down. And I did that a couple times before she realized what was happening. And then I had to duck and dodge.
You're a stinker. We call that antagonistic.
Did we have a question?
Yeah,
Yes.
Tom was asking, do you have a favorite brush material, natural, synthetic, or?
So I'm a fan of like the synthetics, but I do like a soft. I don't love I do acrylics mostly. And so for me, I find that they tend to hold up really well. So I use, for my teaching brushes, which get used a lot and they have to hold up really well. There is a company, I think it's a US company, it's Dynasty, and they make brushes to order. Like you have to go to like, I go to Service Reproductions and they have a couple there, but I order all my brushes, they make them for me.
Oh, very cool.
And then send them to my class. Yeah, so, they're standard sizes, but I like a lot of synthetic. They seem to hold up well. And both like a really nice soft, bright.
So this is a layman's question, so I apologize if it's dumb.
Probably won't be.
So I hear people talk about watercolors, and I hear talk about some acrylics and oils and things like that. To me, I spent a lot of time in art classes in high school and in early college just because I really enjoyed them. But I never really understood like why you would use an acrylic over an oil or a watercolor over an acrylic or something like that. What are some of the differences or considerations that?
So watercolor is typically done. I'm gonna speak in absolutes, but there's obviously exceptions to all the rules. Watercolor is typically done on pretty absorbent paper.
Okay.
Right. So a lot of the canvases that you see are not done with watercolor, right? They're done with either acrylic or oils or another medium. Watercolors, you lay flat and you paint flat, and then you actually can like use the water as like a medium first, and then kind of add your pigments as you go to kind of spread that out. That's how you get that nice fade with some of those colors. Obviously, you can use darker colors too. Acrylic paint dries really fast, which is why I like it. And you can paint over it really easily, which is part of why I like it.
Stays where you put it.
Stays where you put it. I don't have patience for oils. Oils is a whole different ballgame, and it takes forever. No, there are quick dry oils out there. I used to be pretty proficient because I don't use them all the time. I'm not as good. In our studio, sometimes we'll have an oils teacher come in, not myself, but I'll hire someone to come and teach like a 5 or 6 week course on oils, either portraiture or landscape. And I often sit in on those classes and sort of remember how to just like stay.
Audit them.
Yeah. No, it's very clear that I'm like, then what do we do? But just kind of remember the process. The other thing is that with oils, they're not water soluble, obviously, so you have to use a solvent to clean and to thin out your paint, whereas watercolor and acrylic, you can use water.
Okay.
Another question. How do you feel about things like paint by numbers or guided painting, things like that? Is there something to learn from that?
Love guided painting. Think it's super cool. I think it's great. It's what I do. It's good money. It's fun. It makes it approachable. I would say the reason I like guided painting, not just because it's what I do, but the reason I keep doing it is because for beginners, for people who either don't have a lot of supplies at home or don't paint regularly, it makes it really approachable. You know, we have all the supplies. It's usually done in a pretty lighthearted way in a couple of hours. And we take people step by step through it, right? So the pressure's really off and they can ask questions. You're there to help coach them through it. But it's also not a really complex painting most of the time, so it can be done in a couple of hours. It's about 4 or 5 steps usually. But I watch people gain confidence, and I watch people who in the beginning are like, mine's gonna be awful, and then it's not, and they walk out pretty proud of themselves. They did something they didn't think they could do.
And it's experience.
And it's experience.
And they learn some technique.
Yeah.
And you know, it's kind of like training wheels, you know, and stuff like you know, if you're taking a guided painting class or, you know, paint by number or something for the first time, I think just as a way to start expressing yourself artistically in some way.
Yeah.
You know, I know for those of us who are not talented artists with paint or pencil or spray paint or oil or any right in that way, it's, you know, to take a guided painting class, you know, to have Chelsea walk through, because she's made me sit through these classes and participate, and it's it really is amazing at what you can do, you know, with proper direction. Yeah. You know, you can see yourself be like, huh, I guess I could do this. Maybe I could do it a little different, you know, just getting that confidence. Yeah.
I think for like, even with like paint by number, I think any way that allows you to be creative is a good thing, right? So I don't like 100%. Gatekeeping. I don't feel like there should be a qualifier for creativity, right? So if you're coloring in the lines because that's what's comfortable for you, do it. If you want to go follow along in a class because that's what's comfortable for you, or maybe you want to try it out before you take a 5-week class, you want to try something, be like, do I even like acrylic painting? Test drive it, right? You know, I think any way that you can get creative and get in touch with that side of yourself is great. So I like all of it.
You don't have to follow the numbers either. Mm-hmm. If it says 6 is, you know, yellow,
you could just do
like,
4. You could do it.
Yeah, you don't have to do that.
It won't be right.
Yeah.
And we all know that's what art is about, what's right and wrong.
Make it right.
Yeah.
Do it.
Your kindergarten teacher isn't standing over your shoulder telling you to color in the lines. And she'll have people at the guided painting class who will paint something completely different. Yeah. Who will change the color scheme or change the subject, or, you know, they're just there because there's canvas and paint. And
I don't even follow along. I get people come, so my Monday classes are very informal. They're like $10. So people can come every week if they want to. It's not a big stretch. And some people come and they follow along, and that's their comfort. And some people come and they paint different stuff, or they change the composition a little bit, which I heavily support. And then some people just come in and go rogue. And I had a woman who was in there kind of painting along with us, but also painting some of her holiday stuff for pumpkins. And I was like, cool. Like, you know what I mean? We have the space to do it, and she paid for the time, so not my business. You know what I mean?
That's amazing. That's awesome.
So.
With our workshops, I didn't start out bladesmithing to teach workshops. I started getting asked, and I was like, yeah, I'll happily share what I'm doing with
It's
you.
cool, isn't it?
And one of my favorite things about this is helping somebody to do something they never thought they would be able to do, and then watching them succeed. That's a tremendously satisfying
that
experience.
pride. Isn't that cool?
You know?
Yeah, I love that.
Every one of my apprentices has come from workshops. They fell in love with it like I did, you know? And for me, it's almost like an act of meditation. You know, I come down here to get away from my work life.
Yeah.
You know, and I can let the day go. I unplug from the electronics. Being in IT, I'm in electronics all day. But down here, I can put music on or put an audiobook in and just lose myself.
Teaching is a great way to gain mastery over what you're doing.
Absolutely.
Especially after years of doing it, you just kind of instinctually or reflexively, same with, I did a lot of like sales training and presentation and public speaking, and some of the best people cannot break down what they're doing that makes them successful. Or when you get to teaching, you have to really think about what you're doing and the intentionality of it. And I do this, why do I do it that way? It might be something that you just always did, or that you knew was the right way to do it, but now you have to explain that, and you gain a better understanding of your own.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that, because in the martial arts world, for me at least, with our curriculum, we don't go by sensei or master or sabanim or guru or any of those titles. We're coaches, and we have different levels of coaching, and you don't have to be a black belt to become a coach. In fact, our first coaching level is about halfway through the curriculum, because we have found that one of the best ways to make it even more part of you and have you understand it better is to have to share it with somebody and help somebody grow.
Yeah.
And I do that same thing with my apprenticeships in bladesmithing. Is nothing helps you understand your own material like being able to answer some of those questions that your students ask that you never would have thought of.
Well, and it keeps you from getting jaded too, I think. Like for me, seeing people getting excited about painting and
Keeps you excited.
and those little successes, it keeps me in the joy of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Tom says one of the greatest things about art in general is how you can get anyone involved. He's like, my mother did ceramics, and now she comes over and helps me paint my 3D stuff. So she gets to be creative again, and I'm getting precious memories while I still have her.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
That's amazing.
Yay.
One of my favorite things about this Tribal Edge is that not only has, and it's tribal by design, it's led me to some of the best people I now call family. And I get to do it with my daughter. I get to do it with my son. I get to do it with my wife. And I get to do it with my best friends and my tribe.
Yeah, that community is important. I think Charles and I too, we talk a lot about fostering that community, and I don't think choosing family, because it's a different bond. I mean, it is a similar bond, but choosing that tribe, choosing that community, choosing the people that you surround yourself with, and that you create with, and that you grow with, and that you work with sometimes, or have fun with. Like I don't know, we've been focusing a lot, especially during this art prize adventure, but even beyond that, because we've been in the art world for a while and doing shows and things, and finding that community it's important.
That's one of the things that we want to do with the lives and with the Bourbon and Blades show that we do now, is bring in people who have on some level been part of us and helped us grow and such, and it's been amazing. I mean, we've some of the people on the walls and such, we have more that we have to find room for.
Yeah.
But we love to build that community. We love to bolster wherever we can and grow that community and just build that tribe.
And that's crazy because we talk about how 20 years ago you started, obviously, with as a way to help you with cancer, and it started with you just a one burner forge in your thing, and now we're sitting here having a conversation with Art Prize, which is one of the biggest, or two people,
Yeah, well, and I mean, like we didn't set out to do this, but we were in the top 5 out of over 250 venues. Like it became its own entity, right?
I love it.
But you guys were part of that, right?
It was exciting to be
setting that
You should have
vibe.
seen how he was when we left the show after at Georgetown. It's like, oh, Art Prize! He was like a giddy schoolgirl. It was great.
Good. Yeah.
I mean, I literally started this as a way to distract myself from stage 4 cancer treatments. And that was in 2005. And to your point, it was a 1 brick forge with a MAP gas burner and an $18 1x30 grinder from Harbor Freight. And I never guessed where I would be 20 years later.
Yeah.
Doing stuff like with Hunt for a Cure.
Yeah.
We've done stuff with the G1. I'm thinking the Gilda's Club.
Gilda's
Club.
We've done a couple of different foundations and stuff like that, and then being able to put ourselves out there. And not only that, but like bringing new creators into our space and being like, oh, hey, well, we might know a guy. You want leather work? Oh, we know a guy. Woodwork, we know a mural, we know a guy. Like, it is really great to be able to support instead of going big box. To be able to support small local artists.
There you go. And that's kind of it too. And I guess that's part of like circling back to our son, who, he wasn't really old enough before. He's seen you guys at shows for a couple years now, or, however, the first time we saw you guys, he was like, oh, I want one of these. And I was like, not yet.
Yeah.
And then, he's old enough now, and we would rather, we could go to some box store and pick out a knife or whatever, but for him, knowing you know what I mean, getting to be part of the choice even, but knowing that they're handmade matters. Like even to him as a young kid, like he gets it. But we support that too, and we told him we'd go half on it with him, and of course you guys were very sweet to him.
Yeah, which was big because we had gone to another we were at the Renaissance Festival, and there was a place there. He was looking at knives, and the guy didn't treat him very well.
Well, he didn't take him seriously because he was a little kid. But Charlie was personally offended.
He was.
Like, I got $150 in my bag.
He doesn't know who I am. He's like, he doesn't know how much money I have in my pocket. He's like, I could have bought that, but you know what? He's like, I didn't want to because he was a jerk. And
he wasn't really
like,
Fighting is after me. I can picture him. I can picture that coming out of his face.
No, he was really offended by that. I mean, he just wanted someone to take him.
And I mean, the guy was just doing his thing, but
and
I don't think it was purposeful.
Well, but and he had legitimate questions, and he was just being.
Well, when he
He
came up to the
was being a
table,
little
He was
dismissive.
being a little dismissive.
well, when he came up to the table, he was asking all sorts of questions.
Yeah.
And I hate talking about knives.
I know.
So
So does Charlie.
yeah, apparently. Well,
Yeah, no.
So I'm looking forward to.
But yeah,
forward to that.
it's exciting for him, and I think for us too. Knowing where it comes from, knowing that we're supporting another small business, and demonstrating that to our kids too.
We got to meet a lot of the artists. I was actually friends with a couple of them. We had one person that actually had come for a workshop that had her art at the Now
Yes,
gallery.
that's right. She was
Um,
showing
Yeah.
Nice.
for the competition.
Oh, nice, awesome.
Yeah, you
So we
just,
sent her a picture like, hey, look what we saw today.
Nice.
We're in that venue.
Do you remember her name?
Kelsey Art. She had
Yeah.
the snow leopard
Yes,
or
yeah,
something
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
Yeah, and she
Yeah.
actually came up and stopped by the table then
Yeah.
too. So that was
I
cool.
like her so much.
Tom says, even with different mediums of creating the community in a whole is a wonderful thing. One of my biggest joys is when Chuck and Kira interact with my posts and what I've created. It really helps keep me going with everything. Even though we've only met one time in person, I feel very blessed. So
Good. Yeah, that's part of that community too.
Yes.
Right? Like it isn't just, you guys have expanded your community to include, all the people that you're reaching through this.
It's not just about knives, it's about the community and art.
Yeah.
On that point, Brian Wedrow says, art is life, and it's probably kept me out of jail.
True. Brian is one of my patrons.
Yeah.
Now.
He and I are looking awkward at each other, like, probably me.
Yeah, probably
Me
gives.
too.
Yeah.
So circling back to some of the offerings that Art of Life Now Gallery has, what are some of those offerings and how can people take advantage of them?
Well, I'm glad that you asked. So you can go to my website if you're looking for classes or private events.
And we will post it
studio
afterwards.
events. Yep, it is theartoflife.info. Theartoflife.info is our website. It's also my Instagram handle. And you can do classes, private events, and also commissions. I do canvas paintings, and then I also do mural work. So if you're a business or a private home and you want a mural, you can probably afford it. You can't. You don't think you can.
Yeah, and a lot of people get murals, in their homes, or their kids' rooms, or on their barns, or on their garages.
Yeah, garage doors are a big thing right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, give me a shout. That's probably the easiest way. And then if you are looking for the Art of Life Now gallery, where you can buy and sell artwork, we're going to be doing gallery space and artist showings. We also have rental space. 15,000 square feet. We have rental space.
Venue rental.
Yeah,
If
and
you've
a
got
stage.
you got a party you're trying to throw, or some event you're trying to have.
Or an experimental play that you would like to do.
Yes.
Now, we would like to support you in that.
We've got a stage and 100 chairs and a large venue, and
It's an amazing venue, by the way. It is an amazing venue.
Yeah, it's very wide. You can. It's.
As I say, it was really cool being able to walk
Twisted
through,
turns.
and you're like, oh wait, I haven't been here yet.
yeah,
Totally.
Yeah.
there's more. Now Gallery GR is our Instagram and TikTok and Facebook.
Can I get you to send me those links over
Yeah.
text or whatever after
Yeah,
this,
and
and we'll
then-
make sure they get
Say, I do
attached
have
to
you
this
guys
post.
tagged for your Now Gallery GR
Yeah,
stuff.
that's
so.
good. Yeah, and then also I think the website for the Now Gallery is theartoflife.store. We like to keep things simple.
Very cool.
Everything is Tribal Life BBC. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
everything
yeah.
is Tribal Life BBC.
It's not British broadcasting, okay, people?
Yeah,
Right.
British broadcasting,
Oh,
definitely
yeah.
what we thought.
I call this Blade Doctor Who.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd be okay with that.
That's right.
Don't
Yeah.
get me started on that. I hide TARDISes in my.
That's right. My mother-in-law has TARDIS blankets, TARDIS pillows.
I co-sign that.
Yeah.
I didn't know I was into it. He was like Doctor Who fan, and I was like, okay, sounds cute. But yeah, find you guys a nerd. They're great.
Excuse me. Hello.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, right? You're great. You're
The
great.
sign on my door to my shop says "Speak friend and enter." Okay,
There we
so-
go. See, I was introduced to the lovely world of Doctor Who, and I was like, awesome.
Nice. Tom, what was that? Tom, the one that.
Tom Bombadil? Or?
No,
Like,
not
we-
Doctor Who.
No, it's not Doctor
That's Lord of
Who.
the
He was
Rings.
doing Lord of the Rings
Yeah.
thing, Speak
Yeah.
Friend and Enter, and then we went back to Doctor Who, and now I'm like,
The,
I don't know where
the
we are
best
anymore
doctor, in my
now.
opinion, was that the guy Tom
Oh.
with the scarf. I'm trying to
I
blank
know
on his
who
last
you're
name.
talking
From the 70s.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, that's one I grew up with.
Oh, but
Okay.
he's also great.
And then we had Canine that was the boxy little trash
Yeah.
can on wheels.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he still
yeah.
makes cameos.
He's awesome. That it started and stopped with him for me.
Okay.
Oh well, there's a lot more. If you haven't,
David Tennant's pretty.
I know he's my second. What I love is that isn't David Tennant married to one of the daughter of one of the original Doctor Who's?
Yeah,
Oh.
she's also plays his actual
Yes,
daughter,
yes.
but just in one episode. What happens to her? That's a loose end, and I want to know.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
Somebody,
it.
like, she just flew off into space at the end of the episode, and she's immortal, and we never hear
She'll
about
probably
her
come back
again.
as a doctor.
I
Yeah,
would
maybe.
love to know what
Yeah,
happens.
I don't know. We'll see what
It was so long ago.
Disney got their hands on it. And
Yeah.
There were some good.
Wow.
There were some good ones. They were okay, but
Well, we're coming up on the end here, so I wanted to say thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us.
Thanks for having us.
and sharing. is there anything else that we can share with our listeners?
Yeah,
that
the
would-
upcoming events.
Any upcoming events for you or anything
You
like
teach
that?
stuff.
Saturday.
Friday night, we actually have it's a fundraiser for Betterment. They're a nonprofit that's 2 doors down from us. It's a rave themed party. So you can find information on our Instagram. There will be music and merriment till the wee hours of the morning. So that's
The last one was it was good.
that's coming up. We had
You like to dance.
There's like 200
And it's
people
for a
at
good
that
cause.
one. And then the next big art battle will be taking place at the Now Gallery.
Yeah, the Art Prize Art Battles.
Okay.
So it's
Finalists
live.
go to
Live artists,
yes.
not AI, competing against one another to create art in a fast and efficient and beautiful manner.
Yep.
So
And then our gallery, real quick, our gallery will be at the Granville Mall at one of the Out of the Barn events, their fall event.
Talking about Rivertown,
Or Rivertown.
this
Okay.
Saturday.
What did I say out loud?
Granville.
That's not. At the Rivertown Mall on Saturday.
Riverville,
We're
I'm
Grantown.
telling Katie
Yeah,
on you.
Grantown.
with Out of the Barn.
Rivertown. Yeah, Archie. But we
That's my
have
attempt at a plug.
fine art sales. So we have a large collection of fine art.
Original paintings.
Yeah, original-
gallery.
Okay.
Gallery level work that we'll be selling there.
Okay. Also, please, if you are doing any sort of fundraisers for nonprofits or charities or anything like that, keep us in mind because we love to donate and be part of those.
Okay.
Even if we work with Hunt for the Cure.
Yeah, we donate blades and workshops to
Yep,
them.
to those
Okay.
and things like that.
We'll
So
let them know.
we'd love to do that.
Yeah, very cool.
We'd love to work with you on that as well.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and I guess wrap things up here. We usually close the show, I wanted to say thank you to Chelsea and Charles from Art of Life Now Gallery. Check out their stuff. We'll be posting links after the show tonight. Also, shout out to Muskoka Turner and John Bryant, who is part of
the problem.
Part of the problem.
Well done.
He is my wood hub pimp.
Okay.
Yeah, I will get.
I'm just hoping he's got a hat.
Yeah, I will actually get IMs from him going, hey Chuck, check out my wood. And I'm like, oh, stop it. We also, Phoenix Abrasives, yes, I'll be placing an order. That's where I get all my
just
belts
got an
from.
order.
I know, but I have a problem.
You need one more.
Yes,
You need one more than what you
Yeah.
have
more
right
belt
now.
than he
One more belt
actually-
than I actually have.
Yeah.
Yep. Cinder Rose Leather and Creations. They are the peeps that do all the leather sheaths for the fantasy blades, and they also do amazing upscaled art. We also have Alabama Damascus, who does the Damascus for my Damascus blades, the 416 layer high carbon. This is one of the ones that Brother Brian will be heat treating this coming week or so. And what was Larceny? Yes. Larceny is our house bourbon, and we keep trying to get them. They actually finally messaged me and followed me.
Oh, that's exciting.
So now we just have to get them to message and follow Tribal Edge.
Nice.
Sponsor us.
Yes.
And we have a...
And send you.
Yes, we would love that, because Larceny is actually...
not free bourbon.
I know.
Nobody gets free
Yeah,
bourbon.
that bottle might end up sitting on the table in full view
That's
of
right. we could.
all your
we could.
viewers.
But yeah, we also have a shout out to GoPro because we love their camera, but we hate their batteries.
Yes. Yes.
He wore a GoPro through most of Art Prize because it was such a blur.
And
And
how many
water
batteries did you
overall.
go through in that?
Well, yeah, I wore it except when it was charging. With
Hear
the
that?
Hero.
Except when it was
Yeah,
charging.
yeah.
Yes. So we've been trying to get a 2-hour battery. My phone will go for a day running video, but this thing won't go more than like an hour for a battery.
Yeah, you just need a battery pack and a accessory cable.
It's like one of those
I know,
old cell
right?
phone briefcase.
Yeah.
carrying
Yeah.
around.
Yeah, we've actually tried someone sold us touted a stamina battery, that was like a higher milliamp than the stock batteries, but it's a trap. It doesn't work.
That's
It does make the camera heat up really well, though.
Oh,
yeah, they
that's-
get really warm.
Yeah. So anyway, GoPro, reach out to us. We'd love to test batteries for you.
Oh, well, also us.
Yes, yes. Okay. Also Chelsea and Charles from Art of Now, or Art of Life Now. So, guys, thank you so much and for tuning in. And as always, stay bladed.
Stay bladed.